with it a real special book that the graduate can have for a real long time. And we've got some great ideas for you. But first, we're really excited to tell you about our next book club book. So Virginia Crests from the Reader's Loft, a wonderful independent bookstore in Bellevue, is here with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Amy. How are you?
I'm fabulous. Boy, did we have fun at the last book club meeting.
Absolutely, absolutely.
If you weren't there, you missed out, let me tell you. It was just a great group of people, you know?
And having the author there with us, you know,
I know,
via Skype,
I know,
was quite an experience.
We can't do that every time, but we're sure going to try, you know? But the next book club book, I'm really excited about. It's something a little deeper. It's just everyone's talking about this book. Tell us what we're going to be reading.
Okay, the title is Mornings in Jenin by Susan Abu Hawa, and this is about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. It begins with Amal is the main character. She is born in a refugee camp. Her family was driven from their home village in 1948 when Israel declared themselves a state, and she grows up in a refugee camp in what was Palestine and became Israel. We follow her from Palestine to Israel to Lebanon and eventually to the United States. But I think it's a fresh look at the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. And one of the biggest messages is that these people are just like everyone else. Mm-hmm. They have families, they have friends, they love their home, they have dreams and aspirations. And essentially, those were wiped out for these people.
So it's like you hear about this in the news, and and so basically it's historical fiction. So, but it reads like fiction. So don't be afraid of that. I love reading now. That's my new thing. I love reading these books. They're fiction, but you learn a little bit along the way.
But this is very, very autobiographical in nature. The woman that wrote it,
sure,
is essentially this protagonist. So, it didn't even need to be, deeply researched because
sure,
it is her life.
It's her story.
Yeah,
it's her story.
So
Mornings in Jenin, go get it at Reader's Loft. You've got plenty of copies.
Yes, and you're able to sign up now for the next book club, which I believe is June 8th.
June 8th, the Tuesday night, yes.
So give us a call or stop in and get your copy.
Wonderful.
Give you a 15% discount. So
there you go.
Yes.
And Virginia puts out a nice spread, snacks and wine, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful evening. All right, so gifts for the graduate. I treasure some of the books. I still have some of the books that I got for my college and high school graduation. Mm-hmm. So tell us some of the things you brought.
Well, these are just a few different ideas.
Okay.
These are just a few journals that are just really kind of beautiful journals.
Sure.
For if you have a writer, that you're shopping for, or even just to keep notes in. And the other just kind of gift idea was we have a beautiful selection of leather-bound classics. So if you have someone interested in the classics or just interested in beginning to build a library, mm-hmm. we have these editions and other what I would call collector's versions of the classics. So that's a good idea.
I have to tell you, actually, my godmother, when I was just little, started a collection of these for me. So every birthday, every holiday,
right.
She would send me a classic, wonderful collector's book, leather-bound. And to this day, and she'd write something inside.
Mm-hmm.
And what a great, a lot of those other gifts, you forget about them. This I'll have forever.
And even if you don't use it as a reading copy, they're just a beautiful work of art, essentially.
Display, yeah. All right, so what about some of the other books?
Okay, well, we've just chosen a few different samples. This is called The Art of War by Sun Tzu, and this is a classical work of Eastern religion.
Okay.
And the title is a little deceiving, and it does talk about strategies in war, but as far as it applies to the Western culture, it's kind of just a way of looking at life and strategies for succeeding in business as well as personal relationships. So it's just kind of a positive outlook on how to go about living your life.
That sounds
which
great.
Graduates are just kind of beginning to do.
Absolutely.
So,
I love that.
the other collection that I brought along is called the Intellectual Devotional. And this is the original one. And what they do is, as any devotional, there are 365 entries designed to read one per day.
Okay.
The goal is to broaden your general knowledge of the world around you It addresses the 7 classical liberal arts, history, religion, science, etc.
Okay.
And 1 entry for each day, and it's just kind of fascinating stuff that
Neat.
you know is cool to know.
Absolutely,
I guess.
that's even for a non-graduate. You know, we never stop learning.
And,
right?
and the spin-offs of this are, there is one on biographies,
Okay.
Which is just biographies written by anybody from artists to inventors to rebels and reformers, and then there's one on American history specifically, and one on modern culture.
I like
so
that.
there's, depending on the person you're shopping for,
sure.
you might want a different angle.
That's I got a couple of American history buffs, so I think that would be a great one.
Okay, and then another one I brought along is called This I Believe, and these are essays written by all different kinds of people, from famous rock stars to waitresses at little diners, you know, in crossroads across America. And this stems from a 1950s radio program that a radio broadcaster would invite celebrities at that time, and then it kind of fell by the wayside and has been kind of brought back to life. And National Public Radio occasionally invites people on, and it just tells these individuals' philosophies on life and how they go about, you know,
that's a great one. Two more. I know we're running out of time here.
Okay. The Elements of Style is kind of a humorous look at constructing good sentences, and this happens to be an illustrated version. And it sounds very dry, but it's actually a very amusing book where they kind of poke fun at the way Americans' grammar has slid, shall we say.
That looks cute.
Yeah,
I
so
love that.
It's
and
a really
one last
cute book.
one.
One last one is this zombie attacks, and this is a takeoff on the Zombie Survival Guide, which has become a cult classic, especially among high school and college graduate age kids. And this is a history of zombie attacks, you know, or attacks by zombies throughout history. So, and it's how to survive these attacks. Now, this is a graphic novel, which people of that age also love. Really cute illustrations, and the guy writes it with a pretty straight face, so you're not really sure if he's taking himself seriously or not. But just kind of a offbeat,
quirky kind of thing.
If you don't want to go the serious route. So
great ideas. All of the picks that we did, you can find them on our website. Also, sign up and go get the book, Mornings and Janine, our next book club book. Come to our book club meetings or read along with us. It's just a lot of fun. Reader's Loft. Virginia, great to see you.
Thanks. Nice to see you too.
We'll be back with some more great, easy graduation ideas to make your party stress-free. So stick with us.